Hey, how y'all doing out there? It is Kelsey with MKD Logistics LLC, your family-oriented freight dispatch company. And today we are finding carriers, specifically through the Federal Motor Carrier Safety Administration, or the FMCSA website. This is the website that you see in the bar. I'm going to have all the websites in the comments below so you all can get them after the video, and make sure that you bookmark these so you can ensure that you have all of the pages that you need. This is the FMCSA website, and basically all of the truckers need an MC number. So this is where they file their information. We use this website to find carriers because they put out information for new carriers or new MCs that have been granted, meaning that those are new trucks on the road and they possibly need a dispatcher. So we're going to jump right into it. When you're on the FMCSA website, you want to go down to choose menu option and go to the FMCSA register. Before I hit go, we're going to go to this other website I have up, which is the SAFER, Safety and Fitness Electronic Records System. You want to have both of these pages up simultaneously so that you can use what you find on the FMCSA register and use the SAFER website to kind of vet it. So we're going to go through what that looks like. Okay, so now we have looked at both of our websites that we have up. Everything is up and we're ready to get started. We went to the drop-down menu, FMCSA register, and you hit go. Okay, it's going to pull up a register selection menu like this, and you see that it's in HTML detail or PDF. We always choose the PDF one because it's just easier to read, and good practice is to go to the last register. And you may wonder why, and that's because if we're looking at the last register on here, which for this example is January 13th, today's the 26th. If we go and use the date of the 26th, we're probably going to get new MCs that just got their MC number today. So they're still setting up their business. They may still be getting business licenses. They may still be getting their truck registered. They may still have a lot of stuff to do, insurance, prior to them being ready for a dispatcher and to accept loads. So we go to the last date because these people have had a couple weeks or a few more days than today to go ahead and get their stuff in order. They probably already have their insurance set out. They have everything that they need and they're ready for a dispatcher. So maybe that could be you. We go to the PDF report and you just open it up. As you can see, it's 108 pages. So this is a lot of information, but you're thankfully not going to look through all of it. The register is large because it has a lot of information. It has stuff, not only new MCs, it also has name changes, transfers, dismissals, people who have had sanctions, if they are getting new sanctions or some are getting taken off. So it has a lot of information. We're going to go and scroll down to what we are looking at as dispatchers, which is new MCs that are able to carry general freight. And you see that information once you get down to after all of the straight line ones and they start to break up, kind of looking like this. And we're going to discuss right here where it starts at non-fitness and fitness. Okay, so when you scroll down, you'll see, like I said, the difference in how the list looks. And that's where we kind of want to start. Non-fitness is not really what we're looking for as far as who do I want to dispatch for? What kind of trucks am I looking for? What kind of carriers am I looking for to dispatch for? We want to think about intrastate versus interstate, which we have another video on that difference. You want to check that out. But quickly, intrastate is trucks or carriers that can only operate within your state. Interstate is that they can move between states. So when we look at non-fitness, we see motor, common, and contract carriers of household goods. Okay. Motor carriers of passengers, public interest, intrastate motor passenger carriers, household good freight forwarders, property brokers. So that is a lot of stuff that seems like it's happening inside of our state, or it's household goods or personal things, passengers, people. We're not necessarily looking for that. We're looking for general freight items. So if I want to find my best pool of carriers that will be ready for my dispatch services, I'm going to probably want to go to the fitness area. And people have many, reasons of, okay, this is why fitness means fitness. You know, I don't know why they call it fitness. However, I do know that fitness is motor common in contract carriers of property except household goods, motor contract carrier of passenger transportation, which are vehicles, if you want to think of that. Motor common carriers of passenger charter and special transportation, motor carrier broker of general commodities except household goods. This one seems to me that it is more of general freight items. I'm not a moving company. I'm not doing household goods. I'm transporting cars. I'm transporting freight. I'm transporting rocks. I'm transporting whatever building material. So I can transport really anything. And that's who you as a dispatcher are going to get your most loads from. General freight transportation. So what we want to look at is scroll down. We're in our fitness area. You see this is about page 50 of the 108. It's not always the same. But you know that it's what it looks like. So we're in the fitness area. We see freight forwarders. Now, freight forwarders are their own company. They work more with the brokers, and they're actually kind of a middleman between these freight companies. So this is not a actual trucking company looking a carrier looking for a dispatcher. That's not what a freight forwarder is. So we're going to scroll past these people. We are looking for an interstate common carrier except household goods. So if we see that on here, and then we see that we have a few of them. You also may see this broker. That's a freight broker. We talked about what the difference between a broker and a dispatcher is, but a broker is not a carrier that's looking for loads and looking for business. So we're looking for the interstate common carrier. They do have contract carrier. I just had more success with a common carrier because the contract carrier can have more stipulations with what they can actually take or transport. So all that you want to do is you find a few of these interstate common carrier except household goods. And what I find is just a nice chunk of them so that I can start making a list from. So this seems like a good amount. If we start from under where this broker is, we see that we have a lot of interstate common carriers here. We scroll down and some more. So maybe we want to start with this chunk of new MCs that are carrying general freight, and we want to start making our own list of these people. So here you will see the company information address. On this side is either a name, as you see here, or you may just see the company name again, information, and the telephone number. This telephone number may or may not be correct. The name on here may or may not be correct, but a way that you can vet this is by pulling up our Safer website and typing that information into the system. So let's just try one. Now, the Safer website usually has all this information, and you usually can look it up either through the MC number or the name. I say either or because sometimes you put in the MC and for whatever reason it doesn't show. But when you type in a person's name, it'll have that name and you can see the corresponding city and state to make sure that you're looking at the right company. So let's always try the MC number first because it's the easiest way to search. This is why you want to have both of these up to interchange. And then let's just pick one. We're going to do Marathon Logistics out of, this is Ocean Springs, Mississippi, but this information tells us Bolingbrook, Illinois. So there we go. Let's look up the MC number 1191777 and hit search. Okay, so on here you see no matching records, and that sometimes happens, as I said. Not really sure why, but it does. But don't fret. You can go back and hit name and then just type in the name of the company, Marathon Logistics. Okay, so when your system loads, it'll have up all the options for the names that you put in. We put in Marathon Logistics, and clearly there are a lot of Marathon Logistics. What we have to do now is go back to our page to make sure that we're looking at the right one based off of the city and state. And what makes this one a little difficult is that it has Ocean Springs, Mississippi, and then it has Bolingbrook, Illinois. So I would just look for both of those. So I don't see the Mississippi anywhere. However, I do see Bolingbrook, Illinois. So I'm going to assume that that is the one that we're looking for. And basically, this gives you a company snapshot of Marathon Logistics. It gives you the MC number if it has it. It has this USDOT number. It doesn't have the MC number on here. We know the MC number because we're looking at the register. Maybe for whatever reason, it doesn't have it on the safer part. And I'm not sure why, but we have that information now. USDOT number is here. It also has a phone number. You want to see if that phone number is the same as this phone number. Let's see, 228-264-0406, 228-264-0406. So that to me would be a good number to try. And you don't have a person or a contact person to call. However, you do have the legal name of the business. So you would, just write down Marathon Logistics, maybe their city and state, and then also their phone number for sure, because this is the list that you're compiling of carriers to start calling. Let's scroll down and see what other information it gives you. It gives you their DUNS number, amount of drivers, power units will be the amount of trucks. So if they have more than one truck, it'll show. And it says that they're authorized for hire. They are interstate, meaning that they can go from Illinois to other states to deliver freight. And they're for general freight. So they seem as if they're a good prospective company to call. It also gives you any crash reports and inspections that they've had and things of that nature too on this website. So I will write them down. If you're keeping an Excel spreadsheet of your list of carriers, that's awesome. You can easily copy and paste these. If you're writing them down on the list, that's fine as well. But this will be your first contact for who you want to call to see if they have dispatch services or see if they need dispatch services. And in our next video, we're going to explain or actually do an example of a call off of your list. But this is a great way to start compiling a list of potential carriers so that you can get some business for your dispatch company. So now that you've gotten this information and you started compiling your list, you can go search the next one. I just usually hit back. You can hit back again and then just erase out any information that you have and start over. You want to, like I said, just go down the list. You can call the next one EA Trucking King and try the MC number again. The MC number doesn't work, you try the name. So let's do one more quick example, and I think that this is a good start to finding potential carriers. Let's try this one. It says 126,231. I always like to try the MC number first just in case. Just gives you an easier option. Let's see. 120. And for whatever reason, it's not showing that either. So you can always, again, just type in the name. And just because these two examples didn't work, I promise the MC number works sometimes. For whatever reason, these two just aren't in there. But their names are EA Trucking King LLC. When you do EA Trucking, you can type the whole thing or half of it. Elizabethport, New Jersey. Is that them? Yep, that's them. So we go ahead and click them. And there you go. You got more information. Phone number. And they're showing intrastate. So if you want to work with an intrastate driver, you just have to know as a dispatcher This driver can only move loads within this state. There's still state to state loads all the time. It's not a bad niche. However, you would just need to know what you're doing and know, not book any loads out of their state. But this may be another potential person looking for a dispatcher, so you would just get that information down and keep compiling your list. And that's it. Of course, if you are looking for a dispatcher or are interested in becoming a dispatcher, please visit us at mkdlogisticsllc.com. We look forward to you joining the family. And until next time, we will see you on the other side.